Last week we started Desire by Bob Dylan, and it was a rousing success, shall we say, with Hurricane especially. So we're back with the last 3 tracks on side 1. Let's go. Hi guys, welcome to Lee Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am, if you're watching day premiere. As I keep saying, happy holidays. It's Christmas Eve. Hope you're doing well, and hope your family's doing well, and you have a great new year as well. We're going to be doing 3 tracks, like I said, to finish up side 1 of Desire. Those tracks are Mozambique, One More Cup of Coffee, and Oh Sister. They both, honestly, all 3 of them are from the July 30th session, not the October one. Honestly, the only track that's from October is Hurricane, so I guess he went back and redid that one. And obviously, I loved Hurricane. That song was one of Dylan's best, to be honest. What an engaging song. I actually listened to it a couple more times after I did the video last week, just because it hit me so hard. Yeah, that's definitely one of his best, and that's crazy that this, in his chronology and where he came, where he started from, where he went, and it's kind of like this big old circle. He kind of just came back to where he started, and it's excellent, and even better than before. So let's go. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you're not. Let's go. All right, Mozambique, Bob Dylan. 3, 2, 1, go.
I like to spend some time in Mozambique. The sunny sky is aqua blue, and all the couples dancing cheek to cheek. It's very nice to stay a week or 2 and maybe fall in love, just me and you.
That violin adds so much flair to this sound. I love it. What a nice harmony.
Maybe say hello with just a glance. The lion likes to her by the ocean, reaching out and touching her hand.
How many words can you rhyme with Mozambique? Bob Dylan said, hold my beer. That was a beautiful song. It really was. One More Cup of Coffee. I hear that. Definitely. Please, give me 2.
not to me, but to the stars above. One more cup of coffee for the road.
This harmony is amazing. I love it.
One more cup of coffee before I go to the valley below.
Wow.
Your daddy, he's an outlaw and a wonder by trade. He'll teach you how to pick and choose and how to throw the blade. He oversees his kingdom, so no stranger does intrude. His voice it trembles as he calls out for another plate of food. One more cup of coffee for the road. One more cup of coffee before I go
Wow, bro.
to the valley below.
It's so different for him, but it's still so Dylan. It's so strange.
Your sister sees the future like your mama and yourself. You've never learned to read or write. There's no books up on your shelf. And your pleasure knows no limits. Your voice is like a meadowlark, but your heart is like an ocean, mysterious and dark.
Wow.
One more cup of
Amazing lyrics.
coffee for the road.
That's a given, though.
One more cup of coffee before I go to the valley below.
God damn. It almost felt like he was talking about like an abusive relationship or something in that. I don't know. That's strange. What a great song, though. Oh my god. Oh, sister. There we go. Harmonica violin mix.
Oh, sister, when I come to lie in your arms, you should not treat me like a stranger.
I knew it was Emmylou. Oh my god, bro.
I bother when I like the way that you act,
I should have said it before I looked. I knew that was her.
and you must realize the danger. Oh, sister, am I not a brother to you? And one deserving of affection.
What a combo, bro.
And is our purpose not the same on this earth? To love and follow His direction.
Violin is pure magic, bro. Pure magic.
We grew up together from the cradle to the grave. We died and were reborn and lived mysteriously safe. Oh, sister, when I come to knock on your door, don't turn away, you'll create sorrow. Time is an ocean, but it ends at the shore.
Wow, what a line.
You may not see me tomorrow.
Beautiful. Dare I say it, that was the most tender side of Bob I think I've ever heard. That was so interesting. Because those last two songs were like nothing I've ever heard by him, to be honest. It almost had like a western, country vibe to it. Obviously, Emmylou Harris singing backing vocals will help do that. But even the instrumentation, everything, it was very different for him, and it's funny to me how every album I go further and further with him, he gets more and more personal, it feels like, because these stories are just so, I don't know, detail filled, and just it almost feels like this is an occurrence that happened to him. But the second one almost sounded like I could be wrong, but it almost sounded like an abusive relationship of some sort. The third one, it could be talking about, because he said they were raised together and, from the cradle to the grave, knock on your door, I might not, come back again. So I don't know exactly what, he's talking about at some points, because it's one of those, he's one of those artists that definitely demands repeat listens, especially when you've got 3 songs in a row. You know what I'm saying? It's not the best way to sit there and fully analyze his songs, but there's just always so much to them, but he uses a little and makes a lot out of it, with that pairing of his voice. I don't think Emmylou sang backing vocals on all 3 of those tracks. I could be wrong. She could have. That's all that. Yeah, that's all that. So maybe that was. I guess that was her on all of them. It doesn't have anyone else. I'd say she definitely added so much. The harmony she had with Bob, then it was honestly fantastic. And she kind of morphed her voice a little bit, because I didn't really notice it was her until the last one. And the last one, that country really came out. I was like, oh, that's Emmylou Harris. I should have said something before I looked at my phone, because just to confirm it. But I totally was. I was like, that's Emmylou, man. I love her whenever she does pop up, man. She's got a wonderful voice. And her and Bob just work together very, very well. They tell this, it almost, it's very American. It's got Americana written all over it. This whole entire album side, to be honest, it has this overall effect of nostalgia, good and bad. It's almost like looking back on your childhood in a way. There are some especially in that last song, some kind of childhood sort of vibes. So I don't know exactly where he's going or what he's getting at with them. Hurricane obviously was way more straightforward. That was a full-on epic story movie, basically, of a real event that happened. These are way more ambiguous, I'd say. They're very, they're specific, but they're ambiguous at the same time. I always say that he's sort of singing in his own language at some points. He's like it would make sense to the person he's singing about in a way. But I could also look in here and there's probably plenty of people that have described it, you know. But I always like to at least think about it before I look at stuff like that, because you always know when you read stuff, there's always a bias that forms from it just from reading it, you know. So I like giving my, I don't know, first impressions before I really look at anything other than like the personnel list. And it's I don't know, man, like it definitely has like some down home kind of feel, you know, like you're thinking about like your childhood. And I know a lot of people had some rough childhoods and a lot of people had good childhoods, you know. I had a serving of both. Like when my dad was alive, I had a great childhood. Afterwards, not so much, you know. But at the same time, man, like Bob, he always makes you feel like he's singing about your life. He's singing to you. He's one of the best artists that does that, you know. It just makes you feel like it's you and him. I guess Emmylou Harris right here. Just you in a room singing about your life in a way. That was Howard Wyeth on drums and piano. Rob Stoner on the bass. He was killing it too, man. He was slapping that shit. Emmylou Harris background vocals. Scarlett Rivera on the violin. Man, the way the harmonica and the violin, they harmonized at points. I was waiting for it to really take off like that, and it was so good. I knew it was going to be great. That might have been my favorite part, just hearing that just fantastic harmonica from Bob. Like, it's like iconic as hell, obviously. And you pair it with that just out of this world violin, you're gonna get magic, and you definitely got it. Mozambique had a very, I don't want to say foreign, but it did have a strange, almost like not bizarre, but bizarre. You know, it had like a sort of like buzzing around a bizarre kind of feel. And it's a you know, it went very quickly. You know, these songs, except for the last one, that one lingered a little bit, but the first two, they went by very, very quickly, you know. So I'm going to take a look and see what it says, because One More Cup of Coffee, that was just absolutely excellent. Seriously, that might have been, other than Hurricane, my favorite song so far. The lyrics in it are just so, I don't know, like I said, it almost felt like an abusive relationship or some kind of bad sort of familial relationship sort of issue. But, you know, you always fill in the blanks with your imagination. So I'm going to read what it says. What does it say? Blah, 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 blah. Dylan said the song was influenced by his visit to a Romani celebration at Saints Maurice de la Mer in France on his 34th birthday. One More Cup of Coffee, Valley Below. Emmylou Harris sings with Dylan on the track. Their performance received critical acclaim. He's performed the song live in concert 151 times. The versions, there's 3 live versions of it, and apparently the White Stripes, Robert Plant, and Tom Jones have all covered the song. And it got universal praise when it came out, basically. And I already said the lineup for it. I definitely would say out of those 3 songs, that was my favorite, just for the harmony between Dylan and Emmylou. Just magic. Like, seriously, the second it came in, I was like, wow, that is great. That I see why this is what it is now. And for this kind of very, even more personal than usual for Bob, because we did the whole trilogy, Highway 61, you know, and that was a personal last trilogy of albums. This one is just like, I don't know. It's almost like he's talking about someone else's life, but it is his own at the same time. Like, it's hard to really describe. But he's just so good at that, you know, to make you think, make you kind of, like I said, fill in the blanks and get the cranial juices flowing. And I appreciate Bob for that, because his wordplay is fantastic, especially in Mozambique. He rhymed so many words with that damn word. I was impressed. I was like, man, A+ just for that. That was excellent. But yeah, the violin, of course, is the standout instrument throughout. The percussion was also excellent from Howard. Just subtle accents when needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever Bob called upon them, he was used perfectly. Stoner on the bass was great. Rhythm section, very light, but it did its job very well. But yeah, definitely the center stage is the violin and the lyrics, and then Bob's voice, man. Oh my God, I can't leave without talking about Bob's voice. Every time, like I said, each album, it gets better and better in certain ways, and his voice has just gotten better and better. And at first, it's kind of funny. I wasn't a big fan of it at first, to be honest, but now, after hearing all these other albums and diving deep into his stuff, he's got a really good voice. I guess it just depends on what setting or what era it's in, you know, or what your taste is, I guess. But I really like these vocals. They're really good. But I think that's it. We'll be continuing on next week with the next, I think, 2 tracks, which will be Joey, and Romance in Durango. Or maybe it'll just be Joey since it's 11 minutes long. I don't know. So that's a long one. Those are always great. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're watching around the day of premiere, happy holidays. Hope you have a good one. And be safe out there. Seriously. Thank you for hanging out with me. It means a lot. I'll see you later.